Hello, my friend. Today I want to talk about mindset and how you can improve your mindset to increase your happiness, be more productive, increase your success in different areas of your life, and just get more out of life. We're talking about limiting beliefs, how to replace them. And this is a simple system that I use with my clients when we start out the first 30 days. That is very, very effective. And I just walk you through your kick. First, we have to increase awareness of our thoughts. A lot of people are not aware that, what thoughts they're actually thinking and that they actually can talk back. So the monkey mind is always going and they attach their identity to the thoughts. So there's an area in our brain, it's called RAS, Reticular Activating System. So when we write down our thoughts, it actually lights up. So it increases our awareness. This is why it's important to do this in writing. This is why we do actually lists to create strategies, a daily to-do list. It helps us to increase the awareness. So yeah, we'll write them down. It's not only helpful to create an awareness of the thoughts, it also creates space, memory space. If we have those thoughts in our mind, it clutters our mind and it's harder to stay on task. Next one is realizing that we are not our thoughts. A lot of people attach their identity to their thoughts. When you start to write them down, if you journal or do something like this, daily transition, mental transition, you realize that they are really just thoughts and they are not defining us. They're not who we are. They're just thoughts. It's very important to create a little bit of distance, which you get when you write them down. Next, as you write them down, you will realize our beliefs are just repeated thoughts. A lot of them you created in childhood, and some of them are not serving you anymore. So, there are beliefs that from back then, beliefs that you created over the years, and you want to start to analyze, are these beliefs actually serving me anymore? Are these thoughts actually serving me anymore? And as you write them down, you get the opportunity to reframe them and through repetition then replace them. When we talk about beliefs, why are limiting beliefs, for example, so detrimental? Is because they are shrinking the world, the way we perceive it. We always think like, something happens or everybody perceives it this way. No, we always have the ability to shift our perception. If something challenging happens to us, something negative happens to us, we are never a victim of a situation. We are just a victim of our own perception. So as we create more awareness, become more conscious, we get the ability to shift our perception, to shift our focus on what we want. And this will greatly improve your happiness in life. Next, when you start to write thoughts down on a daily basis, you also will start to do the same processing throughout the day, and that's where the magic happens. You create a better, more effective, stronger mindset. And you realize that you start to reflect on certain thoughts, how they take your energy away. And as you create more awareness of it, you will start to ask, like, is this thought, is this belief serving me? Generally speaking, if a thought or thoughts and beliefs create certain energy when we think these, every thought is a chemical reaction. And when we have empowering, strong thoughts, positive beliefs, we can setting a goal and we're having created a strategy towards, and we're feeling the progress towards the goal. That's usually where we feel our best. In contrast, when we have negative thoughts, negative limiting beliefs, they take our energy away. We're not taking action towards where we want to go. And in general, as you do this process, you will realize that there are a lot of negative thoughts that take your energy away, and you can then replace them with positive thoughts and a positive, more effective perception that will actually give you the energy back. This is what I just said, like, you can always shift the focus, you can always shift your perception of the situation. You will learn to do a timeout if you think certain thoughts, you have more awareness on it, or these are not serving me. Let me shift back to the present moment and or replace these thoughts. Now, if you want to replace something, if you really want to change something, when we talk about neuroplasticity, you have to realistically do it 30 days straight. When people start like, oh, I cannot meditate, or I cannot do the breathing, or I cannot exercise, it's not for me. No, you have to dedicate 30 minutes, 30 days straight, so you can actually create neuroplasticity, so new neural pathways, neurons that fire together, wire together, and that requires repetition. Without the repetition, you will not see the effect that you want. That's why 30 days straight, every single morning, replace your thoughts. I created like a 6-step mental transitioning that I give out for my clients. They print it out for every day, and in the morning that they go, all of the negative thoughts that they have to go through it and replace them, and that's really where the magic happens. Measure your progress, meaning what we measure improves. Very often we fall off like a routine or something like that. Have a list of the daily activities that create productivity, create happiness, create a healthier version of yourself. I have a checklist that helps me to stay on track. That's very important. And realizing when you create a new habit, you will fall off. It is very, very realistic. Just know that it will happen. Don't shame yourself. Remove those negative connotation and just hop back on. Now, in the process, a few mindset rules that I wrote down for you. These are not all of them, but some that are very powerful. That's why I wrote them down for you. First is everything happens for us in life, not to us. No matter how heavy and how strong, no matter how challenging the situation is, when you realize, when you shift and let go of your ego and you shift from everything happens for us, then you can actually see the reasoning, the purpose of it. Everything happens for us to grow, to improve, to learn, in relationships, in our personal life, in our business life. Once you understand that, your world changes. It is really very powerful. Number two, failure is just a feedback loop. Fail stands for first attempt at learning. As long as you continue to try again and again, as long as you get back up and try one more time, eventually you will create the success you want to create. Third, get as often into the present moment as possible. Meditation, breathing helps here as well. You can do that also with activities, just washing your hands, or simple thing, just observe your surroundings, and it will help you to avoid any kind of anxiety or depression. If we're spending too much time in the future, then we will create anxiety. If we're always reflecting what could have, should have, that will create a state of anxiety. If we are always thinking back, oh, I should have done this, or why did I do that, and you go back into the past, why things happen, you go there, you attach meaning one time. If it's something traumatic, you go in one time, you go effectively, and then you come back. The more time you spend in the past or in the future, you will either create anxiety or depression. And this is something that you realize. You will start to monitor emotions, and with that, you will realize, oh, okay, I feel anxious, spending too much time reflecting on the future. Planning is important. You do it very effectively one time, create a strategy and break it down, but then you go forward, you come back into the present moment. Next is stay in the me business. So whenever we get out of our own business, what I can do, my emotional state, my actions, what I say, etc. Whenever we get into somebody else's state, we will create suffering. When we start to think, oh, this person should be doing this or doing that, and so on, suffering will be there for you. To avoid that, just learning to let go. This is a process as well. It's our ego that holds on to this is not right, or this person should be doing this. When we learn to let go of our ego, your life will magically improve, and it's something that you can literally train. Next, apply growth mindset. Some people, have a growth mindset. Oh yeah, I can learn this. I'm good at this. But then they think, oh, well, with a mindset or with something else I'm not good at. If you think like, oh, I want to learn how to dance, but I'm not good at it, therefore I don't do it. You get a coach, a teacher, and you can learn anything. It might take you a little bit longer than somebody else in the same situation, but that's okay. Through repetition, think about 30 minutes, 30 days in a row, if possible. Do deliberate training. It will transition everything, and you realize that you can really learn anything. And then here, the last 3 components, very, very important to maximize, to improve your mindset. Number one is breathing and meditation. It's creating a clean slate. So if you have negative feelings, connotation towards a person, for example, or a situation, when you meditate, you clean all of that. You just get into the present moment and you start to observe, and it's a beautiful place to be. Most people never get to the place because they just try it a few times and they go, oh yeah, this is not for me. Same thing, meditation, if you want to do the breathing, Wim Hof breathing, I usually will with all of my clients, 15 minutes, 30 days, every single day. It's life-changing. And meditation is the same thing. If you can meditate 20, 30 minutes, break it down. If it's difficult for you, it's like, oh, I don't have that much time, start with 5 minutes. As you do it, you will see the effects, and you will carve out that time then, that's for sure. Next, exercise. I would say a minimum of 15 minutes of exercise. Could be cardiovascular or weight training. I recommend both because we need both. And there are different components to it. One is blood flow. So if you want to increase your energy, if you want to increase your focus, if you want to improve your mindset and keep your mind sharp, you have to increase the blood flow to the brain, and that just happens through exercise. 2 is BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factors. So when we actually flex the muscles, brain-derived neurotropic factors are released. So if you're talking about neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, so creating new neural pathways and even new brain cells in our limbic system, then we have to lift weight or we have to vigorously exercise to get those BNDFs. And also endorphins, right? We always feel better afterwards, after our training. If we feel better, our energy is higher, which has a tremendous effect on our performance at home and in our job. And then this is one big component that comes ultimately out of this, realizing that we can reframe all of our thoughts and that the perception becomes our reality. So meaning that when you go through the world, or the way you're going through the world currently, what you're filtering out, that's a reflection, it's a mirror of your mindset. If you want to experience the world in a more positive way, if you want to experience people in a more positive way, you have to work on the perception. And this is where we look at pre-programming. This is why we look at meditation and breathing exercises to actually create a distance between your old perception and the new perception that you have. And you can literally change the way you experience the world in a by far more positive, happier way. And it's life-changing, it really is. So if you want to get the transitioning list, reach out to me, I will assist you there. Or if you want to have more in detail questions, just text me or call me, and I will help you with that. Be well, my friend.